Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to lesson number 11 in Islamic Inheritance, where we are currently discussing the Furud or Ashab al-Furud. Inshallah, in today's lesson, we will be discussing the second last of the Furud, which is the Ukht li abin wa ummin. Ukht li abin wa ummin, or the full sister, as in the mother and the father are the same. So, in fact, before we discuss this, let's quickly go over the different types of brothers and sisters that exist. So, there are three types. Type number one being the akh or ukht li abin wa ummin, which is what we're discussing today. So, li abin wa ummin, the mother and father are the same, and so these are full brothers and sisters. Full brothers and sisters. The second type is akh or ukht li abin only. So the father is the same and the mother is different. In English, you could say the paternal brother or paternal sister. And the third type is akh or ukht li ummin, i.e. the mother is the same and the father is different. You could say, you could refer to this as the maternal brother and sister. The akh and ukht li ummin we've already discussed. Okay, so these two both are part of the Ashab al-Furud or the Dhabil Furud. However, from the Akh Ukht li Abin wa Ummin and the Akh Ukht li Abin, from these only the sisters over here are considered Ashab al-Furud or Dhabil Furud. Only the sisters are considered Dhabil Furud. The brothers here are considered Asabat, or part of the Asabat rather. They are considered part of the Asabat, which we shall discuss later, inshallah. So in today's lesson, we will be discussing this one over here, the Ukht li Abin wa Ummin. So the Ukht li Abin wa Ummin has a total of 5 conditions. Total of 5 conditions. Condition number 1 reads, when alone and the Akh, Ab, Jad, Ibn, Bint are not present. So I'm going to read that again, and I'm reading it in a certain way, stopping in certain places. And if you can learn it like that, that would be best, inshallah. That would make it easier to understand all of the conditions. So we will read it as such. When alone and the akh, abjad ibn, and bint are not present. So we are looking out for all of these relatives, but we've grouped them into 3 parts. The reason we've done this is because the akh affects the condition also, and when the akh is present, it falls under the ukht li abin wa ummin, falls under condition number 4 over here. When the bint is present, it falls under condition number 3, which is here. And when the abjad ibn, any one of them is present, it falls under condition number 5, which is here, which leaves only condition number 2. And the difference between condition number 1 and condition number 2 is that condition number 1 says when alone, and condition number 2 says when 2 or more. So if you can learn condition number 1 in a specific format, the rest of the conditions will become easier for us to understand and learn. So once again, condition number 1, when alone and the akh, abjad ibn, bint are not present, then the ukht li abin wa ummin receives half of the inheritance. Condition number 2 being very similar, the only difference being when 2 or more, and the akh, abjad ibn, bint are not present, then the ukht li abin wa ummin will receive 2/3 of the inheritance. Condition number 3 says when the bintul ibn is present and the akh, abjad ibn are not present. When the bint or bintul ibn, so like we mentioned over here, when the bint is present, it falls under condition number 3. And over here, bint also includes bintul ibn, so on and so forth. But in order to keep the condition concise, we've left out bintul ibn, so on and so forth. But we've included it in condition number 3 over here. We've included it in condition number 3 over here just for the sake of clarity. And so when the bintul ibn is present, so when the female offspring is present and the akh, abjad ibn are not present, then the ukht li abin wa ummin becomes asaba. Is one of the conditions which is often mixed up. One of the easiest ways to remember it is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, اجعلوا الأخوات مع البنات عصبة. اجعلوا الأخوات مع البنات عصبة. And inshallah, when we come to the examples, we'll explain that in detail, inshallah. This hadith only refers to the ukht li abin wa ummin and ukht li abin. It doesn't refer to the ukht li ummin, which you've covered already. It doesn't refer to the ukht li ummin we've covered already. Nonetheless, this will become clearer from the examples, inshallah. Condition number 4, the ukht will receive half of the akh's share when the akh is present and the abjad ibn are not present. When the akh is present and the abjad ibn are not present. And condition number 5, when the abjad ibn are present, then the ukht li abin wa ummin will be mahrum or mahjub and will receive 0 inheritance. Alright, so condition number 1 example. The condition read when alone and the akh, abjad ibn, bint are not present, the ukht li abin wa ummin will receive 1/2 of the inheritance. So over here we can see zawj, akh li ummin, ukht and jadda. So first of all, zawj will receive half, akh li ummin 1/6, jadda 1/6. We know this already. Now what does the ukht receive? First of all, we need to point out that over here we haven't written ukht li abin wa ummin. We haven't written ukht li abin wa ummin. When ukht is mentioned on its own generically, then it refers to the full sister. When ukht is written alone like this without any conditions of li abin or li abin wa ummin, when it's written generically, then it refers to the full sister. So inshallah we'll follow this rule throughout. Wherever we write ukht, it falls under ukht li abin wa ummin. So when alone and the akh, is the akh here? Again, now that we mentioned akh, we know not the akh li ummin. So I've included this on purpose. Not the akh li ummin. When we say akh here generically, it refers to akh li abin wa ummin. Akh li abin wa ummin. So when alone and the akh, abjad ibn, can we see the abjad ibn here? No. Bint, can we see bint anywhere? No. So none of these are present. Therefore, the ukht over here will receive 1/2 of the inheritance. The ukht over here will receive 1/2 of the inheritance. Another example for condition number 1. Again, like always, we need to learn these conditions off by heart. So when alone and the akh, abjad ibn, bint are not present, then the ukht will receive 1/2 of the inheritance. So over here we can see zawja, ukht li ummin, ukht jadda. So very quickly, zawja, will receive a quarter, ukht li ummin 1/6, jadda 1/6. So over here, what does the ukht receive? Let's check for all the relatives we need to check for. We need to check for the akh. Is the akh anywhere here? No. Abjad ibn anywhere to be found? No. Bint anywhere to be found? No. And therefore, we will assign 1/2 to the ukht. Condition number 2. Condition number 2 is very similar to condition number 1. The only difference being when 2 or more. So when 2 or more and the akh, abjad ibn, bint are not present, then the ukht or akhawat will receive 2/3 of the inheritance. So in this example, we can say zawj, akh li ummin, ukht jadda. So again, let's say zawj gets 1/2, akh li ummin will get 1/6, jadda will get 1/6, and over here we have 2 ukhts. We have 2 ukhts. Are there any akhs anywhere? No akhs. Again, just to reiterate, akh here refers to akh li abin wa ummin, because it's mentioned generically, not the akh li ummin. Not the akh li ummin. The akh li ummin has no effect on the ukht. And similarly, the akh li abin only also has no effect on the ukht. So over here, there's no akhs to be found. There's no abjad ibn, and there are no bins present. Therefore, the ukhtan over here, or ukht, will receive 2/3 of the inheritance. Another example for condition number 2, when 2 or more and the akh, abjad ibn, bint are not present. So we can see zawja will receive 1/4, jadda will receive 1/6. Over here, ukht, there's no akh present, there's no abjad ibn present, there's no bint present. Therefore, the ukht will receive 2/3 of the inheritance. Now, condition number 3. In condition number 3, we said we are looking out for the female offspring, the bintul ibn, so on and so forth. So when the bintul ibn is present and the akh, abjad ibn are not present, then the ukht will receive asaba. The ukht will receive asaba. So over here, first of all, let's do the ones that we know. Zawja, because the bint is present, so 1/8. Bint, banat, bintan, 2/3. Will receive 1/6. So over here, we only have the ukht left. We only have the ukht left. So now, first of all, there's no akh present. Okay, there's no akh anywhere. There's no abjad ibn present. However, there is bintan present. This bint's present. So because of the presence of a bint, we will make the ukht an asaba. We will make the ukht an asaba. Hence the hadith, like we mentioned before, ij'alu al-akhawat. Make the akhawat ma'al banat, when they come with the banat, asaba. Make them asaba. Ij'alu al-akhawati ma'al banati asaba. So when the female offspring is present, then the ukht becomes asaba. Another example for condition number 2. Again, let's read the condition out. When the bintul ibn is present and the akh, abjad ibn are not present, then the ukht will receive asaba. Over here we can see zawja will get 1/8, bintul ibn half, will get 1/6. Now the 2 ukhts over here together would become asaba. Why? Because of the bintul ibn. Because of the bintul ibn being present. Therefore, we said that the ukht will become asaba. Condition number 4 reads, when the akh is present and the abjad ibn are not present. Again, so we need to make sure that the abjad ibn are not present. We need to make sure that the abjad ibn are not present. So when the akh is present and the abjad ibn are not present, then the ukht will receive half of akh's share. So over here we have zawja will receive 1/4. We have in this situation will receive 1/6, because there's 2 or more brothers and sisters. And the akh and the ukht together, we'll draw a line under them and we will write ayn for asaba. Ayn for asaba. And when we're distributing the shares, when we get there inshallah, we will know that the ukht receives half of what the akh receives, or the akh receives twice as much as the ukht receives. Another example for condition number 4. When the akh is present and the abjad ibn are not present, then the ukht receives half of the akh's share. So here we have another example. We have zawja will receive 1/8, bint will be 1/2, bint al-ibn will be 1/6, and we have left here akh, and ukht. Akh, and ukht. So because the akh is present, the akh and the ukht together will become asaba. The akh and the ukht together will become asaba. Condition number 5. Condition number 5 reads, when the ab, jad, ibn are present. Ab, jad, ibn are present, then the ukht will be mahjub. The ukht will be mahjub. So in this example, we have zawja, bint, ibn al-ibn, and ukht. Zawja would receive 1/8, bint would receive 1/2, ibn al-ibn we haven't covered as yet, but it will receive asaba, and the ukht, what will the ukht receive? We'll say because the ibn al-ibn is present, so ibn obviously includes the ibn al-ibn, so the ukht will be mahjub. We put a meme under it for mahjub. So the three relatives which make the ukht mahjub are abjad, ibn, sorry, abjad and ibn. Another example for condition number 5, when the ab, jad, ibn are present, then the ukht will be mahjub. So over here we can see zawja will receive 1/8, bint 1/2, jad will be asaba. So what does the ukht receive? We'd say because the jad is present, therefore the ukht will be mahjub. The ukht will be mahjub. Alright, so hopefully inshallah you have all learned the conditions off by heart. You've gone over through the examples, and now you're ready to go through the questions inshallah. So in this situation, first of all, the zawj would receive a quarter, the bint al-ibn half, the ukht li-ummin would be mahjub, and the ukht over here would be asaba. اجعلوا الأخوات مع البنات عصبة. So in this situation, the zawja would receive a quarter, the ab would be asaba, the jad would be mahjub, and the three akhawat here, because of the ab, would also be mahjub. In this question, we have akh, ukht, together would become asaba. The would receive 1/6, and the jadda would be mahjub because of the presence of the In this question, zawja would receive a quarter, ukht would receive a half, and would receive 1/3. In this question, the zawja would receive a quarter, the ab would receive asaba, the ukht would be mahjub because of the ab, and the would receive 1/3 بعد فرض الزوجة. بعد فرض الزوجة. Basically, this is زوجة مع الأبوين. In this situation, the zawja would receive a quarter, ukht would receive 2/3, and the would receive 1/6 because we have two sisters here. In this question, the zawja would receive 1/8, bint, ibn together asaba. Because the ibn is present, the two ukhts will be mahjub, and the would receive 1/6. Right, in this question, the zawja would receive 1/8, bint, ibn together would be asaba. Well, we haven't technically covered the akh yet, sorry. How the two ukhts would be, because the ibn is present, the two ukhts will be mahjub, And for information, the akh here would also be mahjub, and the would receive 1/6. So over here, don't fall under the misconception that because the akh is present, therefore all of them together become asaba. No, the ibn is present, therefore the ukht is mahjub. Or don't fall under the misconception that because the bint is present, اجعلوا البنات مع الأخوات اجعلوا الأخوات مع البنات عصبة, therefore it should be عصبة. No, because the ibn is present, it takes precedence and the ukht become mahjub. So in this question, the zawja would receive 1/8, the bint would be 1/2. All of these together would be asaba, and the would be 1/6. In this question, the zawja would receive a quarter, ukht 2/3, and jadda 1/6. That brings us to the last of our questions. Inshallah, there will be some after lesson questions as always in the description link below. So please do take a go at those questions, inshallah. Jazakumullah.